Y'all notice something? All this stuff coming out about Biden and son. They really have made the White House sleazy beyond belief. Hunter Biden is a crack addict, crack cocaine, walks freely in and out of the White House. And it seems to me that he's the one that left the cocaine in there, but the Secret Service said they don't know who did it. And yet, they know all the people involved in the January 6th crap. They just arrested and arraigned Trump, according to CNN an hour ago. And Bolton from the UN is weighing in. The UN. Let me tell you Pacific's plan for this country. If I was in charge, and that would never, ever, ever happen in a billion years, this country wouldn't vote for me. The UN would be kicked off American soil and say, get your shit and get out of here. I don't support the United Nations. I don't support NATO. I don't support any of this stuff. You know why Russia is going to succeed? Do you know why Russia is going to come and invade Israel? It's coming. Ezekiel 38, 39, if you doubt it. It's called Gog and Magog. That is yet to happen. Prophecy. Russia has been nationally sovereign, and that's why the Democrats can't stand them. The world system that is operated and ran by the devil himself, they want to create their own Tower of Babel. Okay? They want to say, we don't need God. They've already done it in the science classroom, that evolution is king and there is no God. Laughable. No evidence in the fossil record, no evidence in the living record, no transitional life forms. And then the biggest guffaw was to listen to Ilhan Omar, who's ill as all get out, saying, we've had the highest temperature recorded in 120,000 years. Oh, that's bright. Weather's only been recorded since what, 1880? And this whole thing about spherical heating. I'm not even going to get started on that. Your cost of living, Americans, has gone up because of Biden and the Democrats. Shut off the Keystone Pipeline. The guy's an idiot. And you know what Russia's doing right now? Russia's fucking with the supply. That's why your gas has gone up 20, 30 cents in the last week. And you know what? They're laughing their butts off because China's asked them to increase production so that China's got a glut because they love driving their dang cars over there. And Biden thought he was slick by imposing sanctions on Russia. They usually do backfire. And in this case, Russia and China both decided to reach across the aisle and shake hands. I don't care what the Democrats say. Listen to the blacks in Chicago. Very angry about these immigrants coming in and beating them up, robbing them, and fucking around in their neighborhood in Woodlawn. That's interesting. I mean, I don't know too many people in this country that would go into a black neighborhood and fuck with them. Most people I know that are like myself, they're not going to do that because that's just not in my nature. I don't like to fuck with people. Number one. And number two, if I'm going to go mess with a community, the last community I'm going to mess with is black because we know what they're going to generally do. You're liable to get killed or beat the poop out of. And you can call me racist. I'm not. Black people are strong. They're not going to just sit there and take it. And they're getting sick of these illegals. Now, the only message I have for them is, well, you voted in for these Democrats. You might want to back up on that. And my message to the black community, if you want to change this country, get away from the Democrat Party and shout them down. Your income, your ability to soar has been greatly hampered by them. The Democrats don't want you to soar. They want you in the ghetto. They want you on EBT cards and Section 8. They want you in the crime-ridden areas. Look at your own leadership in Chicago. It's not stopping the violence. Joe Biden and the Democrats are liars. They don't care about black people. Joe Biden didn't want his daughter going to a school with the blacks. He said it's a jungle in there. Biden is a racist. Biden is a racist. The Democrats are racist. The Democrats were the ones that supported slavery. It was the North that fought against Democrats that used to dominate the South, that were the biggest slave owners. Do your research. The KKK was not started by the conservative Republicans. It was started by the Democrats. The Jim Crow laws were started by the Democrats. And what is happening before your eyes is you're watching the biggest shyster in the history of presidency get away with a lot of stuff. The Democrats don't say anything on CNN or anywhere about Biden and his major indiscretions. And they're not just, well, they're indiscretions. They're unethical, they're illegal, and they're wrong. He should be thrown out of office, not impeached, thrown. And the problem is look at the focus and the continued fixation on Donald Trump, indicting the hell out of him, saying that he stirred up January 6th. Pence is even coming out. Pence, I believe he was in Iowa the other day saying that Trump told me to put him above the Constitution, and I will not do that. And nobody should be president or be allowed to reelect as a president. Is Pence lying? He claimed to be a Christian. Is he lying? Is he throwing him under the bus? I don't know the answer to that. But I want to know something. How can they indict him? Let's just say, for example, that he did say that. Look at what the Democrats have done to him the second they said, if he wins, we will impeach him. They have dogged him, false accusations. They went after him for having an affair before he was a president. Look at Hillary Clinton and the Democrats when they heard a speech on a private charter bus, and he was talking about groping and grabbing women 2 years before he was even a president. And Bill Clinton was getting his dick sucked in the Oval Office with an intern. Not a word from the Democrats. Not a word from the rebellion and the riots and the crazy behavior, but they said this was an insurrection. And all you people that suck up and lap up CNN and the alphabet soup three-letter network companies, did you ever ask yourself if these people were so dangerous on January 6th, how come they didn't walk in there with guns and shoot the politicians who were in there? Answer that. Answer that. I'm going to tell you, there's people that would love to see these Democrats have a heart attack and drop dead. I don't have compassion for these Democrats. I don't have any. I'm being honest. You can preach at me. You can quote me scripture. I have no compassion for them. Number one, they're filthy rich. Number two, they support abortion. That's 61 million killed children. I'm not going to listen to no pro-life or pro-choice white women. Won't do it. So shut the fuck up. I don't need to listen to you. That child in your womb didn't have a choice. You had a choice not to have sex. You had a choice not to open your legs. But you want your fucking cake and eat it too. I don't give a shit about you. You care more about a fucking dog that licks its ass, drinks out of the toilet, and eats out of the trash can than you do about a human life that God gave you in the womb that you're supposed to nurture and care and love and respect. I'm not going to listen to abortionists. I'm not going to listen to a bunch of people that support trashy music like Cardi B and all these other garbage music with the F word and the N word and this hate and violence. Homeland Security wants to fleece 3-year-olds and old senior citizens in an airport. Why doesn't Homeland Security shut down this violent, racist rap music? They won't. How come Chicago doesn't clean up all the violent crime black on blacks when they've got black leadership at the helm? They voted in one black lesbian Mayor Lightfoot who did nothing, and they voted in another black mayor. And guess what? Same old song. And you know why? Because the Democrats don't want improvement. They want to keep them down. They want them to tear each other up. Because the Democrats don't care about the blacks. They don't want their vote. They want to use them for a vote. They pimp them for a vote. There are blacks that are waking up in this country. Thank God. There's blacks that are waking up. And my wallet, your wallet, has been deeply affected by this clown presidency. When they shut off access to oil, when they complain about gas stoves, when Joe Biden himself raised the taxes on gas, electric, and fuel, what is he doing? Fucking with us blue-collar people. He doesn't give a shit. These Democrats don't care about people. That lie that they're compassionate, they killed 61 million people. They are Adolf Hitler squared. Hitler, Mussolini, Stalin, and Lenin did not kill as many people as the Democrats have in the name of abortion. And American women and American Democrats don't even have a fucking conscience about that. Not any. And you know they don't care about our kids. They want, if a man says, I'm a girl, he shouldn't be denied access to a girl's bathroom. Really? You care about our kids, huh? Drag queen story time reading hour? Why are we pushing this shit on kids? If you want to be bizarre and run around in panties and sniff underwear all day, you got that right to do it. Why are you pushing it on children? That is not okay in any culture. I'm so sick of this Me Too bullshit, this woke bullshit, this DACA bullshit, all these complainers and whiners. Get the hell out. And you immigrants coming here illegally, you come here and act like a bunch of turds to U.S. citizens. And what are the Democrats doing? Nothing. Well, let me tell you something. These immigrants want to fuck with the black community. Maybe the black community will realize that the whites weren't so racist after all when we said build the fucking wall. I would support the black community knocking them the fuck out and showing them the door. Whether you like it or not, those black people are Americans. Those illegals are not. They have no business in this country. None. The Democrats give them favors. The Democrats give them phones and all kinds of goodies while we're getting taxed, while our utilities bills are going up. I don't know why Americans are sitting back and allowing this to happen, because that's exactly what's going on. Oh, well, we're investigating. All the stuff's coming up. Nothing's happening. The FBI's in the Democrats' pocket. Next. Fuck the Democrats and fuck Joe Biden. They are evil. They are godless, evil people. And yeah, my language is not Christian pure. Let me say that again. My foul language is not Christian pure. But I'm human. I'm mad. This country, we are struggling because of this leadership. They blame it on COVID-19. Don't tell me that shit wasn't a coincidence to hit at 2020. China has labs that they just discovered with COVID viruses in there. That's coming out. What were they doing in the U.S.? When you got Chinese spy balloons floating over the United States, hello. Then why would Russia attack Israel? We're an ally of Israel, right? Not really. Not with these Democrats. In fact, let me go a step further. Zuckerberg and Soros and is it the Rockefellers? They're Jewish. And guess what? They are not standing on the side of truth. I don't support anti-Semitism, But some of the worst Jewish people in the world we got are right here supporting the Democrat left. When Ilhan Omar can get up on the House floor and rant and scream and yell about the Jews and be racist and hateful, and not one Democrat says, Ilhan, no, cut, out. When AOC, who's got more substance in her tits than she does in her head, I want you to pay attention to Crapola Harris, and I want you to pay attention to AOC. They're both married to white men, not other ethnicities. I wouldn't put a lot of confidence in the men that marry them because they're not that bright to marry chicks like that. I don't like to talk about a man and a man's wife, but come on, man. You got a bartender voted in for politician, and she's making $175,000 a year and wants to tell everybody to fuck off with gas and fuck off with this and that. And this same woman said everybody who voted for Trump, there should be a list made and they should be denied employment. That sounds like Hitler, don't it? Let's round us up, put us on trains, and send us to the ovens. Right, AOC? You see, you guys are already hinting at that, aren't you? Now, the Bible's very clear. The world's going to turn its wrath against Christians and Jews. It's coming. Don't lie, don't kid yourself about the Democrats. They're evil. They submit to their father of lies, the devil. Joe Biden is an asshole. Joe Biden is a self-serving prick. And I would say it to his face. He has done nothing. And he's bragging about Bidenomics. The guy is a chronic liar. Donald Trump helped this economy. You had more take-home pay, and your gas was cheaper, and your electric, and your natural gas, and your utilities were cheaper. This asshole wants to slam to the mat any companies, any electric producing companies use coal plants. He will shut them down. What is this guy doing? Using air conditioning and heating systems that are not running on anything but those things? All these Democrats that are complaining about damage to the planet are living high on the hog. Their carbon footprint is bigger than all of us. Look at Nancy Pelosi's house that her husband and this weirdo were doing some weird jack each other off thing or whatever, and he's claiming he broke in. That's funny. I saw the pictures. The glass was outside the house. I've broken windows in my life on purpose and on accident. And you know what? If you hit from the side you're in, the glass goes out the other side. They're kind of dumb there. We never did find out just what was going on there, did we? Nope. We didn't find out about Epstein and Max Lane Giswell and all the people involved in Sexual Fantasy Island with underage girls. Nope. One girl called the FBI on Epstein, and the FBI hung up on her. That came out in the news the other day. You see, the Democrats don't care about real corruption. They're making a dog and pony show out of Biden because every time the heat is on Joe and the shit comes out, oh, another indictment. And CNN and the three-letter Ernie presents the letter ABC. And they're going to come out bragging and swelling. Oh, yep, just in. Trump indicted again. And all the Democrats underneath in the YouTube comments being, oh, he needs to go to jail. He needs, you know what? So do all you fools. You supported a party that is fucking with our income and fucked with human lives, 61 million of them. And I don't care what you say. You can laugh, you can mock. You're of your father, the devil. And the black community had better wake up. You're being fucked over. The pooch is being screwed, and you're going to be the first ones that are going to really suffer. You need to get out of that party. You need to stand up, black men and black women, if you really want to shine, because the Democrats aren't going to make you do it. They are causing degradation at the White House, crack cocaine, ludicrous behavior, Joe Biden acting up. There's all kinds of crazy stuff going on there, folks. They brought sleaze and ghetto to the White House. And I'm going to say what I need to say. I don't care. Let YouTube and everybody censor the hell out of me. They can't handle truth. They demonetize Paul Joseph Watson. They demonetize anybody out there who speaks the truth. If the algorithm is such that I'm very popular, YouTube will come in and shut it down. Look at all these companies. You know, they say go woke, go broke. They're still peddling the bullshit, though, aren't they? Sound of Freedom was hitting the charts. Everybody wants to lash out about it. And Oprah Winfrey, a lot of stuff's been coming out about her. It's not pretty. Hollywood will not speak out about the abuse of children, sex trafficking. They won't talk about it. I wonder why. You think that'd be on their forefront? They're so concerned about justice for Trayvon Martin, but they don't give a shit about babies. They don't give a shit about children. They want drag queens. And California's passing legislation that's going to say that parents don't have rights over their children anymore. Really? But yeah, we got to raise them and let them smart off and do whatever they want. That's cute. And in this Democrat, including Joe Biden, is going to try to make it punishable if I, as a father, say I have a girl and she wants to become a boy and have the surgery. I said, no. When you're 18 on your own, you can do it. But no, Biden wants to punish parents. They can't vote, they can't drive, they can't drink beer and all that, but they can get a sex change. What the fuck is wrong with this administration? I have my problems. Everybody that knows me knows I've had my problems, but this shit goes beyond Pacific. I mean, I'm looking at things going, you know, I'm doing pretty okay when I look at what these clowns are coming up with. Joe Biden and the Democrats need to be out of office, banned and barred from politics. Nancy Pelosi, AOC, Ilhan Omar, the Biden family, the Obamas, the Clintons, all of them, they need to be removed from political anything. Anyways, I'm done with my rant. We're living in scary times in this country, folks. And it begs the question, do we galvanize, rise up, and try to take our country back? Or do we ask God for discernment to find out if he wants this to happen because we're headed towards the big crescendo of Revelation? I'm not sure what right now, because wherein does responsibility kick in and wherein does submission to God kick in? This is the rub. What do we do? What do we do? But I know one thing. We got bad blood in the current administration. They don't want you to be as rich as them. They don't want you to have the same health care they do. They do not want you to have the freedom of speech like I'm exercising right here. They are power-hungry zealots like Adolf Hitler. They want to do things like the SS, the brown shirts, the Gestapo. They can engage in gay stuff. They can engage in pedophilia. They can engage in extramarital affairs. They can do whatever they want, but they're going to punish you and take away your job, your bank account. And did you hear about Trudeau in Canada? He and his wife are separate. And I can't imagine any women that would want to marry a clown like him. Dough boy, soy boy. And he took the truckers' money. That is theft, Mr. Trudeau. They didn't riot. They had a right to protest. They parked their trucks. And you didn't like it because you're a pussy. You're a pussy behind protected walls and rich fat cat money, and you don't care about the working people. You want to slam your bullshit down, draconian laws, and you're a little crybaby pussy. Get down on the street with these guys and talk tough. I do not like Justin Trudeau. He is a devil. He is a Democrat, Canada style, and a lot of Canadians don't like that clown either. Any politician that works against the working man who's paying their taxes, tries to own their home and live responsibly, has no business in this government. And this we the people, I'm a people, and there's a lot of we the people that don't agree with this. Where's our voice? You talk about cultural sensitivity and multiculturalism. Why are you not making exceptional clauses for us? Because we're a culture that doesn't agree with your culture. You are so hypocritical, you Democrats. Woe to you, Democrats. You go over land and sea to win a single convert, and when you do, you make them twice as much a son of hell as you do. Woe to you, Democrats. You clean the outside of the cup, but the inside's filthy and dirty. You're snakes and you're vipers and you're evil, and what you're doing is not of God. You're liars, and you are awful. You're stealing from Americans. You're stealing tax monies. You're abusing things. You want the government to get bigger and bigger and bigger and control the crap out of everybody. I believe that blacks, whites, and Hispanics, people called Americans, we need to have term limits on these clowns and get these old pieces of crap out. We need some major overhaul. Nobody in any country outside the U.S., including China, should have a right to own land unless you are a citizen. And starting, if I was in, I'd say, China, you can't own this. I'm seizing it. You will not own land in this country unless you're a citizen, and it will go retro. You can't just buy land in the Philippines. You can't even own land in China. What kind of an administration allows Muslims to come over here to have hatred towards Christians and Jews, but you can't have a Bible or build a church in a Muslim nation? Why does America allow this crap? No, they wouldn't vote for me. On all 50 states, I say you better clean up your bad, aggressive drivers that don't follow rules, or I will. You're all worried about guns. More people are killed, maimed, injured, and comatose by bad, shitty, careless drivers than are by some fool brandishing a weapon. Democrats don't care about solving problems. They're using everything as a means to get you to see how unsafe it is, and you need to go to them for protection. Australia had their guns taken away. Germany did too, and guess who showed up? Adolf Hitler. So go ahead. You give up your guns, you're going to give up your life. They're trying to control the internet. They've been doing it on Facebook. They've been doing it on YouTube. They're trying so hard to shut us down, to shut you down, demonize, vilify, patronize us. I am a person and I have rights, and I am not ashamed of the body and skin I was born in, and nor should anybody be. Joe Biden and the Democrats can go fuck themselves. They don't care about people. They are self-serving political pieces of shit that are now friends with corporate world. And we know corporate world has never been a friend of the working man. Jeff Bezos is an asshole. He's an arrogant, driven, money-grubbing pig. Opens up his Amazons and burns people out. Nobody's going to make it there 5 years, 10 years, 20 years, except his selected few. It's Amway all over again. And when 2020 COVID-19 took place in the U.S., guess who made the fattest paychecks and the substantial net growth gains financially? Zuckerberg, Bezos, all of the leftist, liberal, social media oligarchs. Just stay home. Just stay home, they said with smiles on their face. They had piles of money. They didn't care that they weren't at work. They didn't care Amazon was still open for business. Did your mail stop coming to you? No. Did your UPS and your stuff? No. Everybody got to shut down, but no, Amazon got to flourish. And it flourished even more because people couldn't go to the store. They're liars, they're thieves, they're banditos. And then they tell all the yucky people to come into our country that don't want to do it right and they want to fuck with black citizens. I support the African Americans. You want to target? Go after them. They're fucking with you. Show them the door, please. Please. Show them the door. And blacks, stop voting Democrat, because every time you do, this is the shit that happens. You know why blacks are killing blacks? Because your voting keeps putting in the shitty people that aren't doing anything to solve the problem. The voting habits that you have keep putting in the shitty people that don't care about your skin color or your race. Joe Biden has fucked with the economy. They can blame it on everybody else. He says Bidenomics. He's a liar. He says wages gone up. Wages went up because cost of living gone up, but there's still not enough. Rent in some places has gone up so high it surpasses 30% of somebody's monthly income. Here in the South where I'm at, $1,200 a month. That's half a month's income for a lot of blue collar people. That's unacceptable. And you got companies in the U.S. buying houses, buying them up and turning them into rentals. That should be illegal. And whoever these clowns are and says you shall own nothing and be happy, arrest them all. Because they're the ones that are going to own and rip it off and steal it from you. Let me tell you something again, folks. Do your study on the United Nations. They're against individual propertyship, individual gun ownership, the right for you to educate your child or take that child where you feel is best for them. The UN is in our country. They don't care about us. They're the Tower of Babel. They have no business in this country. We should never belong to the UN. We should remove ourselves, say, you sell your building, you got 30 days to get the hell out, or we're going to blow it up. No, I'm not threatening to blow it up. That's not what I'm doing. The government should do that. We need to be an autonomous nation just like Russia. We'd have a lot more power if we did. And that's why the Democrats and Nancy Pelosi and all these boneheads in the Democrat left think, oh, we're winning the war in the Ukraine. That's another spin, dirty wash cycle by the media. They are carpet bombing the shit out of the Ukraine and wiping out infrastructure. We never should have been involved in that. Whenever you hear the Democrats suddenly rallying, Ukraine women that come to the U.S. are nasty as fuck. So are Russians. If you want to date internationally, avoid those two. Am I racist? They're Caucasian. How can I be racist? Date a Filipina, date a Chinese woman. Don't date a Russian. Don't date a Ukraine. They're pretty, but they're vipers and black widow spiders. And you know what? Not all Ukraine and Russian women are like this, but a lot of them are. And a lot of men have been burned and scammed by them. And Ukraine is just as corrupt as Russia. Why all of a sudden do we have this need to get involved? And Biden's, we're not involved. We're not going to send troops. Oh, but let's send bullets and military equipment. I just wonder when Putin's going to, because he's not happy about that. I'm just waiting for the day that he's going to say, the U.S. has crossed a line with me and I'm going to do something. See, everybody thinks Putin's dumb. Really? He hasn't pushed a button. He hasn't done anything yet. Because Putin is way more smarter than this jackass in the White House. You don't believe me? Pay attention. Pay attention. But if Biden and his Democrats keep having power over this country, they're going to open us up even more to being vulnerable. And it's only a matter of time before China and Russia say, you know what, we're tired of this bullshit over here. Let's get them. It's bad enough that China and Russia both have a dangerous arsenal of weapons, but it's really bad when the two of them become one. Nice job, Biden. Sleepy Joe, the big guy. Big guy.